Well, hello everyone. As you can see the background here, my name's Chris, and I have Facebook pages on Neuropathy Support Group and podcast. You can find them all there. I have one for my blog, I have one for the podcast, one for the affiliate. What I wanted to do today was talk to you about some things that have come up in my life um, after seeing my pain doctor. But before I get into that, let me let you know that neuropathy, what it is, and how long I've had it. I've had it since 2004. Um, the pain was gradually started getting worse. Nobody knew what it was. Um, in fact, I didn't even know that I was diabetic at the time. So my numbers must have been like outrageous. But after one of the doctors figured it out, then I had the electric, the one that where they shock your veins and muscles to see if you have neuropathy or not. I can't remember the name right now, but so that I want to let you know that I'm going to be stopping and going as I go along so I can remember things to tell you. But I'm going to try to post one maybe every other week or every month just to give you an idea where I'm at in the process. So let's go ahead and start off here. I'm going to let you know how I've been and in regards to my neuropathy. It's gotten worse. It's gotten to the point where my right leg, I can't even feel it anymore. Excuse me. And it's kind of hard to talk about it now, especially the outcome that might come to be, which is one of the parts of neuropathy, unfortunately. Um, eventually it can happen. But, when you have neuropathy, you're dealing with burning, tingling, stabbing. I mean, you have all this going on in your legs, your arms, if you have it there, and your feet. It's just constant, constant, constant. It's like 24 hours a day. The only relief you get is probably about 6 hours after you take your pain meds. You'll be okay. The pain's still there, but it knocks it down to probably around a 5, maybe. But I'm in a 10 every single day, and it's hard. I could be walking around, nobody would even know I was in pain because I don't show it. And that's one of the issues, with neuropathy is nobody understands what we're going through. And I surely don't wish this upon anybody, but nobody knows what we're going through and what we have to deal with and some of the changes in our life that take place that we have to make because of neuropathy. Um, before I got neuropathy, I was a successful person working. I loved where I worked. Um, I didn't want to leave, but I knew something was wrong and I needed to step back, figure it out, and relax at home so I could figure out what was wrong. So that was difficult leaving there. But some of the other problems that you might have is like prickling, tingling. That's what I have right now. Is a tingling and numbness feeling in my right leg. Let me I'm gonna tell you a couple of things which you know people with us that have neuropathy. Now there's several different neuropathies. There's the diabetic one, what I have, and there's also peripheral neuropathy and a whole bunch more. And they kind of all you know deal with the same things, and have the same issues like many of them do. Now, the reason why I'm coming out right now is because of these tests that are going to be coming up here, but I've never talked about it really in a one-on-one situation like this. Everything is put into my podcast, and I want to thank all of you that do listen. I know you sometimes when I when I discuss or talk about those different episodes, I do kind of have a speech issue, and a lot of that could be the neuropathy, but I try to come up across as plain and simple as I can. But again, I'm sorry, it's not perfect. And that's one thing that I made sure that everyone realized was that this isn't perfect. I don't have really that much experience doing this. I've been doing it for 3 years now. And I have a episode every Monday. And there's also episodes that you can go back and look at. And they're still posted there. So, but that's how I started this podcast. There was just nobody else doing it. And I felt that there's someone that needs to put out this information for everyone. Sure, everyone could look it up on their own, but when I put it and present this in front of them, then it's a whole different story. You know, they have the reference that I use. They can go check it out, and they have the talk. So I'm trying to make my talks more personal now. Instead of reading off the website, but I'm hoping that I am giving some of these things across to you and that you're enjoying them, and hopefully you'll continue to listen to me. But this is one thing that I want to show you. There was this post that someone did in regards to neuropathy, and what it says is warning: things not to say to someone with a disability eating chronic pain. But you don't look sick. Everybody gets tired. You're just having a bad day. It must be nice not having to have to go to work. I wish I had time to take a nap. If you get out more, you're just getting older. If you get more exercise, which you can't exercise, it's too hard. And then it can't be all that bad. It's all in your head. You're just depressed. Well, yeah, I'm depressed because I have neuropathy. Hello. And there are people worse off than I am. That may be true. But I want to let you know that I feel like um I'm worse off than anybody else too. You'll just have to tough it out. You just need a more positive attitude. And this too shall pass. No, it won't. And those are the things I don't like people asking all the time. I'm okay with it. I just shrug it off to somebody not having enough knowledge to what I'm going through and what neuropathy is. And that's kind of why I'm posting this live video, so that way you can understand what we go through. And this is to all my friends out there. But let's continue on here. There was a couple other things I wanted to let you know about here that also deal with people, or individuals that don't understand what we go through every single day. Here's one here. That this one is one that I posted before too. It's like 27 things you understand only if you live with chronic pain. Now, I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to read the heading of each one. Number one, looking fine doesn't mean we are fine. We need the accessible parking, but are afraid to use it. I'm not. I'd park there any chance I get with my placard. We're not lazy, we're exhausted. Our side effects have side effects. Yes, they do. If we have to hear, have you tired one more time, we're going to lose it. You know what? I'm sorry to put you through that, but every time someone asks, I tell them. Sometimes I'll say I'm okay right now, or I will tell them what I'm going through right now. we do get tired of having to have to say it all the time, and to let you guys know what's going on. It's just tiring. A lot of people too is when you tell them those things that you're tired, they look at you like myself and just don't see it, you know but it's there. The pain's there. Next one is guilt is our constant companion. At one time, forgive me, it was guilt to me. In 2017, I came back to church, and that was the best decision I ever made. It's not, I know that my Heavenly Father is going to take care of me and help me out with whatever situation I'm going to be dealing with, because I give all all this to Him and for His help, and so I don't have to rely on myself as much. And that was what makes it so much better for myself in my life. Uh, our pain sometimes manifests as grouchiness. Nobody ever understands that, especially here in the household. Our pains, our kids have to grow faster than other kids. And I think that's because, we need their help. And, when there's not many people around the household, you need help in certain parts. Me walking is an issue. And also holding things in my hand. I just don't have the muscles of the grip anymore. And what that's from is muscle wasting. And that happens because you're not using anything anymore. You're not able to exercise. And that's why you end up losing those things. Next one is, we consider our pharmacist a friend. I'm going to say yes, definitely. My pharmacist has helped me out a few times already this month. You know, taking opiates like I do, you can run into a lot of issues, and one of them is going to be addiction. Let me tell you, addiction is real. When I first started taking Oxycontin and oxycodone back in, when this all started, 2005, maybe 2006, I started taking them. And I did have, at the very first, I did have an overdose issue. Sorry about that. My phone rang. Sorry for the interruption. But yeah, so when I took the opiates, they made me feel real good. And that's what kind of led to a small amount of addiction. I was able to realize that I was causing the addiction. And when you start taking more of your pills, and then by the end of the month you're out, you're going through withdrawals, and they're tough to get through. They were rough. I mean, there's still times now that maybe my medication, I can't get it yet from the pharmacist because they don't have any in stock, which has happened for the last 2 months. But my pharmacist really pulled through for me, because I don't want to go through that um, withdrawals, because they just do not feel good. They could be up there. They're up there with the neuropathy. Um, I've tried all the medications. I've used Lyrica, gabapentin, anything there is for neuropathy I've used. None of them work. So the only thing I take right now is just painkillers, and I take one for restless leg syndrome. That's the constant issue with me. But after that time period that I went through those addiction issues, you know, I had the strength to stop it on my own, and to realize that what I was doing was wrong. Especially, I knew that I would be out by the end of the month. That was even worse. So yeah, I stopped it all on my own, and now I don't want to tell you the milligrams, but what's nice about the doctor I see for pain is that he only, he stops at a certain milligrams. He won't go any higher than that. So that's one thing I like about him. So I don't have that opportunity of getting um addicted again. I don't want to go through that. But enough of that. Let's continue on here. Pain changes everyone in our lives. Yes and no. I could say that. Some people, I'm not saying you guys. So when I say some people, it could be family, could be anybody. It doesn't affect them. Which, in fact, I don't really show it that much, so that's why it doesn't affect them. I'm not walking around crying or hurting like some are, and there are many out there. There's thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people dealing with neuropathy every single day. I mean, when I'm on Facebook looking at some of these other podcast or other sites that deal with neuropathy, some of these people are going worse than I am. And you'll know here in a few minutes what I'm going to be going through. But yeah, they're worse off than I am, and their pain is has to be 20. That's how bad they are, and I feel so sorry for them. And I try my best to give. That's when I start making my episodes to pertain to one subject for them to hopefully help them with the issues that they're dealing with. But it's hard. All right, so we got next. We get treated like drug addicts. Yeah, we do. Especially here in my household. You know, can't help it that I need to take pain pills. I don't want to be hurting all the time, but I need to take them. And when I first started out, I was taking Vicodin, and then I was taking also morphine, and I was also taking the one that's really bad right now for everyone. I can't even remember the name right now, but it's the one that's fentanyl. I took fentanyl patches, and those things just didn't work. So that's where we led up to what I'm taking now, which isn't good either. But let me see here. We know every bathroom in a 10-mile radius. Yes, we do. Definitely. We live constant fear of what's next. Well, that's where I'm at right now, and that's why I'm doing this live video here for that reason. Let's go back to the bathrooms. When I know I'm going to be going somewhere like to the Grizzlies game, and those are things I gotta remember. Am I close enough? Where is the bathroom? Those are things that come across my mind all the time. And you may think they're funny, but we have to think about those things. The big stuff hurts, but it's the little things that break our hearts. Yeah, it does. Oh, what's the next one here? We can do everything right and still have it all go wrong. Unfortunately, yes. I really can't do much at all anymore. Even walking, I at least fall down at least 2 to 3 times a month. So I really need to pay attention where my foot is going. Is there a bar or something I can hold on to? Because if not, I'll just flop over. My leg will give out. Pain affects our brains. Well, that's where the pain goes to. It goes to your spine, to your brain, and lets you know that you're having issues or pain somewhere. Of course it does. Here's another one. We've been accused of faking it. Woo, yeah. My so funny that I saw my pain doctor 2 months ago. This is another pain doctor, and when I was there, I wasn't really showing any expression like I was hurting or anything. And that's what I do. And it's so funny that she says, you seem like you're all right because you're not showing any emotion. I go, well, I'm just able to hide it real well. And that's true. It's really easy for me to hide the pain I'm in. We've lied about our pain to make someone else feel better. You know, I don't want to say I'm lying, but there are times that people ask me how you doing, and I'll say good. I'm doing better. But in reality, I'm not. And I just don't want other people to, I guess, have to worry about what I'm going through. Um, it's my issue, I guess, and I know people care and they want it. They want to help in any way they can, but this is something I have to deal with, and I'm trying to deal with it with the best attitude I have to get through this. We've been blamed for our own pain. You know what? I don't see that to be a factor. I haven't had anybody say anything to me like that. Our pain tolerance is superhuman. Well, you could say so. You know, there's a survey that we have to fill out every time we go to the doctor. And I told the ladies in the office, I'll fill it out and can you just make me copies because it's always going to be the same every time I come back in to see him every month. So, I feel like why am I filling these out? Is there really anything to this survey that he's using, And this is crazy. This is crazy. Let's see here. A donut is never just a donut. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Explaining your limitations to people and getting them to believe and respect them can be exhausting. Gluten makes my symptoms flare, this one person is saying. Yes, I am sure. No, it's not a fad diet. If I eat that donut at my morning meeting, I won't be able to walk later on. I never heard that one. Scary side effects don't rule out medication. I had a side effect, probably, what it was last year. I'll just say that. And I was trying something new to see how it would help with my pain. I'm not going to say what it was, but I tried some and I took double the amount that you were supposed to take. These pills are really tiny, tiny. So I'm thinking, I'll be all right. I should be able to handle two. Well, no, I had an allergic reaction to it, and that was really scary. And I couldn't debate if I should go to the hospital or not. And the ambulance came. Luckily, we had some Benadryl. I took some of that. They said, go ahead and take some of that and see if it works. They stayed there for about 30 minutes to see, and that was nice of them to see if I was going to come out of it. When you have your throat seems like it's, closing up and you have the anxiety, and I already have anxiety to go along with that. And, you know, just going through that is so scary. Sometimes you feel like you can't breathe and then you're just anxious running around. So they helped with my family at that time to help me get through that. It took about 30-45 minutes to actually finally get it out of my system, but it was hard. And I know, I mean, when the paramedics came in, they said I took 5 times more than what the amount was supposed to be. So I won't do that again. Like I tell everyone out there that listens to my podcast, try everything else small. Start small and grow big to where you can handle whatever you're taking. I mean, hopefully you're asking your doctor the same thing too. We laugh when people ask when we're going to get better. Chronic pain, unfortunately, very often is a permanent condition. Most people forget, that people are going through it. This one person has rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, which is similar to neuropathy. It falls under that category. Posterior orthostatic progress. I mean, this person's has a lot of issues too, and me that only really has the one neuropathy. Other people have neuropathy plus something else, and that just makes it harder for them to deal with. Because they're fighting two issues at the same time. But yeah. So let me well, let's talk about me now. Most of you know I tore my MCL again. That was last year. I just want to give a breakdown of where I'm at in progression. But I tore my MCL. I get steroid shots every 3 months, cortisone every 3 months. Because knee surgery is an option, but no, I don't do the surgeries. I mean, I've already torn that two other times, once in junior high football and the other one in high school football. So, why even? So that's one of the issues. Another issue that I had that started last year was I did an MRI on my back, on my spine, and they found that two of the spinal cords don't have no fluid in between them, so they're just rubbing up against each other. And that's one test they're going to do again. I'll let you know about that here in a minute. And then I pretty much have the neuropathy, and everything that goes along with that is what I have. But I'm going to go ahead and let you know now what the doctor has said. I'm sorry I haven't come out sooner and tell you. I've noticed people know that I'm getting a little bit more pain, and I'm dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression because of this. And what's so funny is that I don't know if it's funny, but I knew this would come eventually because that's part of neuropathy. But all right, so I gotta have 3 tests coming up, and I will keep you posted to let you know after each test what's going on. Um, these posts like this will probably be maybe every 3 or 4 weeks or once a month. Depends on what's going on in my life that I'm gonna post here and let you know. But first, they're gonna do a ultrasound, and I believe that's to check the nerves if they can hear blood or if they can see the blood going through. I'm not sure. Then they're going to do another MRI on my back, and then the next test. I was looking all around. I couldn't find what I wanted to look for, but um, just a minute ago, I talked to you about the first test I had done, many years ago, and that was a nerve conduction study. So that's where they put a bunch of little electrodes on your skin in certain areas, and they shock you, and then they bring the levels down just to see how your nerves are reacting to that, and that is kind of painful. It does hurt a little bit, especially when they have it real high. But finally, let's get to the final test. I was trying to look it up right here. I just can't remember the name right now, but it's one of those tests where um, they go through your femoral artery with a needle, and what they do is they go through there with this, I guess, electrode that goes through there, really tiny, and it goes through your femoral artery, and then they put dye in there to see how the other veins or arteries are doing in that area, and if there's blood flow going through there. Because, like I said, right now I have no feeling in my right leg right now, so something's changed. Either there's something grinding on my back, or even worse than what it was, and now it's probably hitting a nerve, or there's blockage. So if they can go in there and put a stent in, that would be great. But if they can't, and the other 2 tests come up negative, meaning that there's nothing they can do in regards to those tests, and the final one, the one where they put the needles in your femoral artery. If that one can't fix the issues that I may have in my leg, then the final outcome is amputation. Like I said, one time I was probably okay with it, but now when you come to it and you really think about it, it changes your life all around. And I don't know how it's going to be if that happens. I'm hoping it doesn't. I hope we get through with these two tests to find out. Well, I'm still going to have that one test done no matter what. All three tests I am. My doctor really wants these tests to get done. I thought quickly. Still haven't heard from him since last month for my referrals, and you know how insurance companies are, so it's going to take a while, but the faster the better. So that's where I'm at in my life right now. Drastic changes, which are going to happen, and nothing that we should really be surprised about. That's part of neuropathy, or part of the issues that you may have with nerve damage. But I wanted to let you know where I was at, and I'll fill you in as I go along with these tests to see what my condition is, and I'll let you know. But thank you for all that you do and all the listening and being there and supporting my podcast. I really appreciate it. I try to do the best I can. I'm no professional, but I do the best that I can with the equipment I've got. In fact, that equipment finally came in, so now I'm up and running, and I'll be having my a new episode next Monday. That's gonna be good. I was getting kind of bored, but don't forget, if you want any merchandise from the Neuropathy Support Group and podcast, I have my own store where you can look there, and I also have Linktree, and that goes to all my other sites that I have. So, join us free. There's no obligations. I don't ask for donations or anything like that. But the one thing that is going to support me are, the merchandise I have to sell. And I'll leave a link here on this YouTube video that I'm making right now. But if you can too, like and share, it can really help me too, and get my name out there and get more people to listen, to understand what we're going through every single hour. So until then, I will see you on my next adventure. Bye.